Welcome everyone, this is Jamesrise, going to bring you special ladies and gentlemen a new video today. And today we are going to talk about something that's been on mostly everybody's minds and something that's becoming more relevant and more people are trying to understand and understanding to a sense. It's just not something that you brush under the rug and say, oh, they'll get over it. We're going to talk about mental illness. And we're going to talk about something in my past where, I also dealt or, sometimes still deal with mental illness. In my case, I have and even in my past when I was a kid, I dealt with anxiety, like extreme cases of anxiety to the point where it like almost crippled me. And I've been able to have and to enjoy my life and to live it to the fullest. But there's sometimes in some moments where things happen in my life where anxiety creeps up and it crushes me, but never defeats me. This is a war that I will not lose, something that I will keep fighting for, something that I have seen face to face and realize what is going on and how, and to stop it from just consuming my life, try to stop it from running my mind to the ground. Something that has motivated me to push forward and to live a better life, to get away from it all. It's trying to block anxiety from my life. I have to deal with that. I remember dealing with it when I was a kid and just being over like obsessive and anxious and like, I don't know. It's a crazy story, but I have been dealing with it and I have been thriving. And even though I go through those hurdles and those roadblocks and I hit that wall, you can still climb. And for the people that, have more severe cases, there's help out there. You just have to seek it. You don't have to fight this thing alone. You could talk to people. You could vent to people. Mental illness is real. People are just acknowledging cancer, diabetes, like these well-known like illnesses, diseases. Even though they're very severe, they just want to brush like mental illness under the rug. And those are the mental illnesses, if they are unchecked and they are in the wrong person and that person is wanting to kill, it's in the wrong hands, and that could hurt so much more than what other diseases can. It's something that has to be looked at and realize that it is something real, and we have to find a way to help people who are too afraid to reach out, people who are too afraid to realize what is going on, or maybe they don't even know what's going on and why they feel this way. Maybe they think everyone else feels that way. I think help is needed. Even to like the recent shootings in the high school, obviously this kid had some seriously messed up screws in his head, and obviously was going through some mental illnesses, because it takes a special someone, a very psychotic someone, to wanting to mow down and kill people. There's something wrong there. I don't know if maybe he got help, it would have been probably prevented. Maybe if he vented to the right person, maybe if people knew what was going on, they could have stopped him and took him somewhere to help this kid find some help, because he didn't have to live that way, and he did not have to hurt all those people. And it crushes my heart to think that mental illness is very real. Maybe you have dealt with some issues, maybe you didn't even know they were, or maybe you're still going through some. I think that we all need help. I think we all have to speak out and try to make it more prevalent, try to make it so that we could help one another, talk to each other. People who are going through the same things, tell them you're not alone. I've dealt with that, or I'm dealing with it. Help me. Let's talk, let's vent, let's just get it out in the open. Or maybe you could talk to other people who've overcome it and are living a healthy life away from that illness that was just creeping up and just slowly stabbing at them every single day. There needs to be more help out there, and it's crazy. It's just an interesting world that we live in. where certain things are highlighted and certain things are just saying, they'll get over it. We live in that life. Maybe because that person's not dealing with it, they don't know what's going on. They just like to brush it under the rug and say, oh, they'll get over it, they'll grow out of it. I think at those key points where you're saying that is when they need the most help. When maybe I need the most help. To stay grounded, to stay true, to live a happy and healthy life. I think we need to come together as human beings to say that we're not all the same. We're going through different things. But at the end of the day, we're all human. And we should respect that. And help one another. Because mental illness and even diseases are very, very real. And they could be helped and they could be treated, I believe. Not through medications, maybe some marijuana, that always helps. But for real, on some, to talk, I think words and I think positivity and speaking to the right people and people who understand what you're going through can help so much. And stop drugging these kids, stop drugging people and giving them these over-the-counter prescriptions and just making them to brainless zombies, drones, that it's just putting Band-Aid on the wound and it's not really getting down to fixing the issue that they are going through every single day. There needs to be more than that. There has to be. And we have to fight for it. We have to band together as a human race to help one another out in that way. Because I don't think another person deserves to live a life like that. And if a certain person has that mental illness and is a little deranged and a little crazy and wants to do something a little horrific, I don't think the people deserve that on the other end as well. They don't deserve that. To have their lives ended because some person was just overlooked and say they'll get over it. And some person or some parents didn't see the symptoms or overlooked the symptoms. And something terrible happened because of that. You gotta start looking at things and start judging people in the right way and saying, I think that person needs some help. Instead of saying, oh, I don't want to judge, I don't want to point my finger at anything, but it's not my thing to say. I think that's what this whole new generation has come to and what everyone has come to do. I think we need to help one another out, say, hey, I think you need some help, and not be afraid to say it to that person, because I'm sure that deep down in them, if they don't say it, I'm sure their body is screaming out that they need some help, that they need someone to talk to, or they need someone's shoulder to cry on, maybe because they have all this pent up anger or stress or whatever is crippling them, but they need a helping hand, a helping shoulder, someone to hug, something to make their pain less. Let's help one another. And if you see someone is down, if you see someone who just needs some of your time to talk to vent, and maybe you could help them out by seeking them into the right direction or being there directly for them, let's do that. If you see someone on your social media that's going a little crazy, a little not acting right, send some help their way. Ask them what's going on. If you can't help them directly, maybe tell their friends, tell their family that maybe you should help them out. Maybe you should see what's going on and stop just overlooking it. I love you guys. This is a little bit more deeper tone video, but I feel like it has to be addressed. And I'm sure maybe some of you guys have dealt with some mental illness, some things that have been eating you inside. I know there's a lot out there. Maybe some are too afraid to even say it out loud, but address it, conquer it, face it. If you can't do it alone, seek help. I love you guys. Stay risen, stay rising. This has been Jamesrise with another video. Stay risen.